This is my 2015 Ford Fusion Titanium. If you've been a follower of my channel for a little while, you know that I review all kinds of cars, mainly Fords and mainly brand new cars that aren't mine. Many times when I'm doing a car review, it might be my first time seeing that car. So it's hard to give an honest opinion of what it would be like for a consumer to have that specific car for an extended period of time. However, with this car here today, I'm going to give you an honest assessment of the pros and cons of owning this car. What do I like about it, and what do I not like about my 2015 Ford Fusion Titanium? So at the time that I bought my Ford Fusion, there were three main trim levels. It's the base model, it's the mid-range trim, the SE, and then it's the top of the line trim Titanium, which is what I have. Since then, for 2017, Ford brought in two other trim levels, which is the Sport and then also the Platinum. I like nice features, I like convenience, so that's why I picked the Titanium. Some of the things that you get standard is the Sony stereo system, you get the infotainment system, My Ford Touch, remote start, push button start, among others. Some additional features that I have as well is a heated steering wheel and navigation. A Titanium comes standard with the 2-liter 4-cylinder EcoBoost engine that puts out 240 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque. Now, this car is not a 0 to 60 racer. It probably does it in around 7.5 seconds or something. I've actually never even tried that out. I mean, I've done 0 to 60, but never really timed it. That's not really what this car is for. What I do like about the torque, though, is that you feel it coming on even when you're already up to speed. Like, let's say you're merging out on a highway. The engine is definitely very, very capable. Other parts about driving this car that I love is that it handles very, very well. It's very planted on the road. I have the optional 19-inch H-spoke wheels that sit on two 35/40 diameter Continental tires. I'll get back to those Continental tires though. Now, to be a mid-size sedan in its class, meaning the price point that it's in, the car is, I would say, it's definitely a driver's car. So as you can tell there, it does get up and go when you need it to, just like when I did now merging out on the highway. Now, the Ford Fusion, it competes with the Nissan Altima, Honda Accord, Hyundai Sonata, Kia Optima, and the Mazda 6. I would say those are the main competitors. Now, out of those 5-6 cars, I would say the Fusion is the best driver's car. I've driven them all, and they're great cars, but the Fusion definitely has an edge. It handles fantastically. It's extremely comfortable to drive. My personal opinion is also that I like a mid-size sedan. I like the size of them. You don't feel cramped. I'm 6'2", so that is important to me. Now, my car has the Bronze Fire Metallic paint, which was available for 2015 and 2016. I initially did not want this color. I wanted a black one, but I couldn't find one that was spec'd the way I wanted at the time. So I ended up with this color, and I'm very happy that I did. I get a lot of compliments for the Bronze Fire color, and I like that it's now discontinued. It was only available for 2 years, which makes it a little more exclusive. The interior in my car is the ceramic leather interior, and if you've seen some of my previous videos, I have bitched about this interior a little bit here because it does stain. So let's say you have a leather belt on, the seat will turn black. But I bought another belt, problem solved. If I could pick today between the black leather interior and this light leather interior, I would still pick the ceramic. Now, for the 2 years that I've owned this car, I really haven't had any real problems with it. It's been pretty reliable. One thing that did happen, and this happened after 11,000 miles, was that I needed a wheel bearing. Very odd that that would happen after 11,000 miles, but it did. It was taken care of, obviously, by warranty. The one thing that I have a gripe with regarding this car is the tires. Let me get out on the highway here. They are Continental tires, and they're a very soft compound tire. Many manufacturers will do this where they put a softer tire on the car for a better ride, a quieter ride, and just a driving experience. A car like this doesn't need soft tires like this. It just doesn't, because they wear out so fast. After 22,000 miles, which was December last year, I had to get brand new tires. My thread was 330 seconds, so I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to pass inspection 2 months later. So having to put new tires on the car after 22,000 miles is obviously a big. Now, one option that I wanted when I initially got the car was I wanted all-wheel drive. The Ford Fusion is the only car in its segment that is available with all-wheel drive. The Chrysler 200 was as well, but that is now being discontinued. I live in Pittsburgh. We get bad winters here, and everything is up and down. So I did not want to get stuck in hills during the winter time. I wanted traction, which is what I've had. And this all-wheel drive system has worked very, very well. Never had any problems during winter or snowy conditions. Now, when you have all-wheel drive, your tires will wear evenly, which might have been a factor to me needing 4 new tires at 22,000 miles. However, I've spoken with other Ford Fusion owners who needed to do this after 23,000 miles. Their cars have been front-wheel drive. So the main gripe I've had about this car and wear and tear items is the soft Continental tires that's on this car. So just know, if you buy a Ford Fusion, you will have to get tires after around 23, 24, 25,000 miles, depending on how you drive. The driving that I do is mainly highways, so the tires shouldn't really wear that quickly, but oh well. Now, Ford is pretty good when it comes to technology. For 2015, the infotainment system that you get is the My Ford Touch system. It looks pretty good, and it has great features. However, touching the buttons, it can be kind of laggy. Now, like with most touchscreens, you do get fingerprints all over the screen because a lot of the features are only available through the touchscreen. Like if I want my heated seats on, I have to do it from the touchscreen. If I want the heated steering wheel, I have to do it from the touchscreen. If I want to direct where the fan is blowing, I have to do it from the touchscreen. And when you get the 2-liter EcoBoost engine for the Fusion, you get paddle shifters right by the steering wheel here. I never use mine because they are so damn slow. You hit it and it takes about a second for the transmission to shift. So I just keep it in automatic all the time. And one thing I really hate about this car is the fuel economy. I have 26,000 miles on the car right now, and I average about 20 miles per gallon. It's rated at 32 highway, 25 on average, and 22 city with all-wheel drive. The 22 city is complete bullshit. It's impossible to get 22 city in this car. If I were to reset my trip computer and just drive around town like I'm doing right now, I promise you I would only get around 16 to 17 miles per gallon. Now, this is winter, so yes, I've remote started my car a whole lot more just to warm it up in the mornings and before I leave work and so on. So obviously that doesn't help the fuel economy. But during the warmer summer months, I average maybe around 22 miles per gallon, and that's average. And 80% of my driving is just straight highway. So the fuel economy on these EcoBoost engines, it's just not good. I can vouch for the highway mileage. mileage though. If you're just cruising highway, you reset your trip computer there, it can definitely get 31, 32 miles per gallon depending on how you drive. But like with most turbo engines, if you're doing city driving and you're constantly in boost, fuel economy just sucks on this car. But all in all, owning this car for 2 years has been a pleasant experience. There's more pros than cons regarding my 2015 Ford Fusion Titanium. What I want in a daily driver is comfort and convenience. The Ford Fusion definitely provides that for you. As I've mentioned already, it is very, very comfortable. These seats are excellent. There's room in the back. Maybe not as much behind me because I am 6'2". There's 16 cubic feet of cargo space in the trunk. And during the time that I've had the car, I haven't had any major issues. There was one recall, and it was such a minor thing. I can't even remember what it was. It was something with the steering column. I'm sure many of you Ford Fusion owners out there can fill me in on exactly what that was, because obviously it wasn't just a recall from my car. Many of you guys know that I do work at a dealership, so if I have an issue with my car, I just give my keys to the service department when I get to work in the morning. When I'm done working, my car's done. So the minor little things that have happened with the car haven't really been a problem. To sum up the ownership experience for these past 2 years, I would say that I do love this car. I love the way it drives, I love the way that it looks, and it served its purpose for me. Main gripes that I've had is obviously the fuel economy and having to get new tires after 22,000 miles. But with that said, if I had to do it over again, would I buy this car? Yes, I would. Now, for you Ford Fusion owners out there, let me know your ownership experience. What do you like and what do you not like about your Ford Fusion? Speaking of Ford Fusions, we have another one driving by here. It is a very common mid-size sedan, and the most people that I talk to that own a Ford Fusion are very happy with it. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you have any additional questions regarding my ownership experience of my car, just drop a comment and I'll do my best to answer them. And if this is your first time visiting this channel and you haven't already, please subscribe. Remember to follow me on social media. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is Autoblog. I'll put links in the description below. Until next time, guys, bye-bye.